If you'd have said to me, which of these set of players is going to get their first international cap first? I would not have picked these guys.
Into the black hole. Sing for my soul.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Sunshine on Leyth. If you're still enjoying the save, drop a like, that would be superb. So today, we've got a bit of a toughie, but the main thing we're focusing on today is our first ever second-tier derby against Blackhaven United. They just to keep her coming, and you'll have to see it. But first, we've got some quite difficult games coming up. I mean, this is the thing. We're 18th in the league, and that's not great, but at the end of the day, we're newly promoted to the Championship, and it's a big step up sometimes, particularly when we've spent as little as we have, and we're still only 2 points behind Blackhaven. Got to keep an eye on Josh Parry. I get weird vibes from that guy. That goal was super suspect. Yeah. Yes, it was. Preempt his greatness by calling the stadium the Simon Nelson Arena. Can you imagine if a team did that? Yeah, we've named a stadium after our new youth prospect, and we've retired his number preemptively as well while we're at it. I think it should be something inspired by the sea, since Whitport is a coastal city. Idea, the Lighthouse 1919. Trawler Arena, the Lighthouse Arena, the Lighthouse Park. I honestly think maybe just calling it the Lighthouse might have been the worst idea. I really do like that one. Also, we could potentially, in the same way that Craven Cottage has, a cottage, we could maybe incorporate an actual lighthouse into the build of the stadium, have it right out by the coast. I mean, I know that it wouldn't be that functional as a lighthouse, but man, that would be such a sick thing to have in a stadium. The Leyth Investments Authority, second stadium. They're buying them all up. Expectations for the Birmingham. I have played a quick friendly in between because we had an international break just to try and get a bit of confidence back. Don't know how well that works really, particularly as players are in international duty anyway. But, 13 points from 11 matches. We're 10 points above the drop zone. The goal difference is looking pretty solid. We just need to keep sneaking little wins here and there. Today is the kind of game where I'm not expecting anything for it. Burnley are a very, very good side with a huge budget. We'll expect to be finishing higher this year. You'd feel like Luton might drop away, but they're showing no signs of it so far. We are still missing players, and of course, this is the lineup from the friendly, so we're going to have to change things around a little bit. So Sully and Billington will have to fill in again. Simon Nelson's got a slight knock. I was hoping he'd be okay, but apparently not. Elsewhere, Idris is still not fit. The moment that he got back to sort of reasonable fitness, straight off on international duty with Mauritania. So, yeah. And I'm actually tempted to start John Richardson here, because I don't think Kylie has really done the job for us lately, and I have to... we've got to draw the line somewhere with him. Chan picked up a slight knock, but Thornley or Chan so far? I mean, I'm going to give Chan another chance since he is slowly outperforming Thornley, but he might not have played that much. I mean, more than anything else, it's just weird to see names that I recognise from Premier League sides playing still, and that's scary. I'm basically looking at all those games away against teams in like the top 7, 8, particularly the top 6 though, as sort of just free hits, particularly away from home. Since the worst thing that could happen is that we lose, and let's face it, that's very likely in every one of these scenarios anyway. So you never know, we might stumble onto something if we try something out, but I just want to sort of assess over a few matches first, and then we'll kind of go from there. If we were to take a point, again, I would settle for that and say that was a really good one. The one problem we do have about playing Richardson there now is because he has dictates tempo, he can't play the longer passing that I wouldn't mind from him in that role, so we'll have to see about that. And it may still function, but that's a good ball. Maleko's through. We need a big save from Griggs here, and he's found it again because he really is the saviour of us at times. But I think it's easier for teams to get in behind us at this level. The problem is our tactic relies on us having that squeezed part of the pitch. So it's hard to know what to do in that situation. Also, the general consensus seems to be that the number of fouls we're conceding as an increase this year seems to just purely be down to the fact that we're playing against much better sides. And there seems to be very little thing we can do about that. And I think we'd compromise the rest of the shape too much by trying to adjust that specifically as when Billington whips one wide. We need Crossy back. I can't fault Billington in terms of the fact that he has scored goals for us. Oh, Lord. Well, there we go. One of them finally didn't go in. But, I mean, most of that, it's been all kind of Burnley so far, as you would sort of expect. We may have to try to go to some slightly earlier crosses a little bit. This is a really tight angle, and Griggs, again, is forced into making that stop. Also, for some reason, I thought Burnley were winning, and I don't know why I thought that. 0-0 at half-time, we're holding Burnley, and I would take a point right now if I had to. Although I might go for some early crosses in a little bit. This feels like all those other games that we've had, where we sort of stumble through the first half, don't do too badly, but also don't look like we're going to get anything from the game. And in the second half, they just get that one cutting-edge moment we just don't seem to create at the moment. And now we have a serious injury to Ben Furman, which is just terrific. Max McCoy, though, I mean, he did okay for us last year. Maybe I've undersold him this year. Oh, God. Come on, lads. Do your jobs, please. Get that clearance header. No! Oh, that was tight. We do seem to be getting the right side, and it's forcing them into chances like that aren't particularly dangerous. 20 minutes to go here. They have had better chances than us, because they've had some, but they have often been those sort of situations where, as much as it is a chance, I find that they never ever go in, those sort of chances, which is an encouraging sign, I suppose. But yeah, the one big chance they had was the one where they got in behind us, like that. It's a bit of a tight angle for him still. That's a great first touch and a great save again by Russell Griggs. He is keeping us in this match at the moment. Oh, go on. 5 minutes to go. We steal it here. This would be huge. Johnson, Chan, and Lee! Yes! Michael Lee! Burnley 1, Burnley 0, Whitport Athletic 1. In the 90th minute at Turf Moor, Michael Lee has just come up with the goal that could see us take an enormous 3 points for the season. It's been a muggery. I mean, to be fair, the keeper's even on the ground. That's so unfortunate for Burnley. I'd be annoyed if it happened to us, but it's the other way around. But we finally got a goal. Oh, good. Insta highlight. A minute left. Michael Lee wins the header again. Can we hang on away at Turf Moor for what would be a historic victory? Probably the biggest sort of scalp that we've had in this save in a league match for sure for a while. Maleko, Russell Grigson again with a big save. He's done so well today. And Burnley deserved more out of this match, but their chances have been from a very tight angle regularly. And that might be the thing that's been our saving grace today, as it would allow us to move 12 points above the drop zone. And I believe this will be our first away win of the season. Sullivan, round the side for Max McCoy of all people. He's just going to hold that ball up. Is he Win Billington? Oh, later on we found something going forward there. Nice work, lads. That should surely do it, though. Burnley 0, Whitport 1. What a time to get a clean sheet and to finally score a bloody goal. It's taken us a little while, but we have done it. Why are we still playing? And he's clipped over the top. There we go. Burnley 0, Whitport 1. Absolutely massive win from Michael Lee there. Coming up huge for us. That's super important now, because that pushes us 12 points above the drop zone. And more importantly, above both Blackhaven and Middlesbrough. And it's a win in the league. Come on. I've enjoyed that one. Right. Some games off camera and back for the derby. Nice and easy, eh? Right, guys, we're back, and, we went away to struggling Fleetwood Town and put in a brilliant performance. Fran Sullivan with the flick on, and who else was on the end of it? Man of the minute, Win Billington, smashing us a goal up there. I made a slight change to the tactic too, which I think has helped. Then directly from the kickoff at the start of the second half, we just play the ball around a little bit, Nevitt gets it, drops it around the side to Nelson. This is part of the change I made. He then just rolls the ball through, and there was Billington in behind again. 6th goal of the year for him, 2-0 up away at Fleetwood. Huge result. Then later in the second half, the opportunity came again, Nelson with the ball around the corner once again, and Billington completes his first senior hat-trick for Whitport. What a man. I should stress, the only change I made is I made Nelson supporting, because he is way better for that role than he is for attacking, because he lacks the flair and the anticipation that is required for the attacking side of things, and it seemed to pay off today. We then had an incredible game at home against Reading. Ball was whipped across. There was Kai Knight to give us the lead. Reading were a very, very good side at the time too. Didn't take long after that, though, before Reading scored an incredibly fortunate, I would say, equaliser, as the shot is deflected off several players, hits the post and trickles over the line for 1-1. But then, just before half-time, Kai Knight strikes again. Bam! 5th goal of the year. Kai Knight is having a hell of a season, not just for goals, assists as well. Then, into the second half, we managed to grab ourselves a 3rd goal this time, with Idris sliding the ball through, and who was there but Win Billington? He's making himself undroppable at the moment. But it wouldn't be us without a little bit more tension coming along. Garnier did brilliantly here, whips the ball across, simple header, 3-2 here at Castle Park. But once again, fantastic again from Ben Johnson here. Slipping the ball around the side for Fran Sullivan. The defender doesn't do well enough here, and Sullivan just smashes it home for 4-2. Reading were still able to grab one last goal back late on, as we defended quite poorly here, and they were able to get ourselves in behind. I think Reading probably deserved more from this game. We were a bit fortunate to score 4 goals. But off the back of that, I can't believe this. If you'd have said to me, which of these set of players is going to get their first international cap first? I would not have picked these guys. So both Win Billington and Simon Nelson got call-ups to their senior national teams. Not only that, but they both played matches, and Billington scored, coming off the bench on his debut to equalise in the Nations League for Wales against Sweden. What a man. We then went away to a relatively poor Cardiff City team, still sitting dead last in the league. Terrible defending from him here, as Billington's able to get through and smash yet another goal. Cross is fit at this point, but I couldn't afford to drop Billington. He's like Norman Millington, but Billington. Hey, and this again, ball was whipped across, ball comes down, it bounces back, and Billington somehow turns himself around on the full volley there to make it 2-0. And then in the second half, Kai Knight, I think this was his 2nd assist of the night, whips it out wide. There is Dave Morton, cuts inside, and I don't know how that angle comes off his foot like that, but it's 3-0 through Dave Morton. Cardiff did then win a late penalty, and Moise Keane, of all people, was the one to dispatch it. Unfortunately for us, though, the next game things started to go a little bit wrong. Ball was whipped in, cleared away to the edge of the area for Win Billington, who drills it home again. I just can't believe this guy. But after that, we got a red card immediately because Birch McNaught thought it'd be fun to get sent off. Millwall then grabbed themselves an equaliser in the 42nd minute. They deserved it as well. In the second half, things started to get a little bit tetchy for us because we just weren't able to get hold of the ball anymore. Millwall getting a lot of possession here. Edge of the box, drilled home, 2-1 Millwall. But we dug deep. 65th minute, Sullivan's ball in. Who was there but Josh Parry in off the post, 2-2 at Castle Park. And I thought maybe we'll grab a point. But sadly, no. As Volks Brilliant strike, goalkeeper can't do enough, and it's punted over the line in the 93rd minute for a late Millwall winner. But Birch McNaught, what was he thinking? The moment we take the lead, he's like, you know what, now feels like a good time to 2-foot someone. They hadn't had a shot until that point, but after that we just couldn't do anything. However, it was almost the reverse of that in the next game against Hull City. Chan getting the ball out wide, goes to the back post, and there is Simon Nelson to head it home. Another goal for him, he's starting to really flourish now. Then just before half time, we win the ball off them in their half. Billington just driving to the outside here, and look at this. It's just not even a good strike, and he still managed to score. I actually can't believe him. And then again, Sullivan here, pulls it across. There's Billington. Another goal. The guy cannot stop scoring. They did have a red card in between there, of course, which really did help us finish off the match. But Billington, he's nuts. And that leaves things like this. We're 11th in the championship now. 15 points clear of the relegation zone. Now, I don't think we've actually moved that much further clear of the relegation zone, because a lot of the teams down there, particularly Fleetwood, have actually started to pick up some results as Birmingham have fallen away. Villa have been quite good lately. Blackburn are struggling but still doing all right as well. Cardiff are the only ones that really do look still bad. Billington now, top scorer in the championship. He's got 12 goals in the league this season. And he's made Neil Cross basically a bit of an outsider at the moment. Billington cannot be dropped currently. He will not stop scoring. He's even got into the Welsh national team and scored for them too. Then honestly, I don't know what to think, because Blackhaven have won 5 in a row as well, including some really big results in there. They came from 3-0 down in the last 20 minutes against Burnley to win 4-3 with 2 goals in stoppage time. They found something as well. I think for the last few seasons, what it's taken is when we bring in a load of new players, it seems that they need to settle for a bit. And we do seem to struggle, even with a really good side. Last season, we struggled at the beginning. We had a bloody good team last year. And it seems to have been the same story this year, particularly as there's going to be 14,000 tickets sold for this game, which is a record attendance for the Leyth, for the El Basico, or the Dockyard Derby. So that's quite impressive. The most before was like 8,000. So to have 14k in the stadium today is massive. Now, I'm going to do a selection advice. I haven't really been doing this much lately, but we have had to make a few changes. I mean, that is just not happening. Like, I love Neil Cross. You know I love Neil Cross. But we cannot justify starting Neil Cross at the moment when Win Billington is in the form that he's in with 12 league goals. He's been player of the month 2 months in a row now, I think. It's crazy. Thurman and McCoy, obviously not happening. Idris, I think I rested him for the last game because he was tired after international duty. And I also want to bring in Kai Knight because, like, as much as they may not rate him, he's been spectacular this season. So that's going to be the team with Lee, Connor, Morton, Hayes, Catley, Lewis, and Cross on the bench. Cross will certainly get some game time, but he's got to prove himself. But we've got to be careful, of course, because Billington, this could just be an amazing run that he's gone on because he just seems to score everything he touches right now to an almost absurd level. The tension is very much in the air. Blackhaven as well will know that a win would push them into a playoff spot, which would be terrific for them and horrific for us because we'd never hear the bloody end of it. Technically, a win could push us into the playoff spots too, I suppose. Sullivan with the free kick, and it's just trickled wide. Hull City are playing as well today, though, so technically, no, they can't go anywhere near us. One thing's for sure, though, I'm no longer particularly concerned about us being relegated this year. I never felt that we would. I thought we were always going to be better than some teams in this division. What a strike from Christian Kramer. Well, Blackhaven United lead Whitport in the derby with a goal that could send them into the playoff spots temporarily and give them a big cushion over us in the division. Middlesbrough at one point looked quite good, but this is just quite bad from us, actually. Bit of a dereliction of duty. It's still a thunderous effort from Kramer, and I don't think there's much Griggs can do about that, and we trail Blackhaven. Time for a comeback, I think. Now, of course, remember, Ben Johnson's starting due to the suspension of Birch McNaught, and Ben Johnson has an incredible record against Blackhaven in derby matches. Nelson, cutting through one, slips it across, and Billington somehow gets the shot away. I mean, actually, I think we've been pretty bloody good so far in this first half. I'd say we've probably been on top in most areas, but we are trailing because of that incredible strike from Kramer. We've got to be careful around the side from McGovern. Whips it wide of the post. Dobson, that's a really good ball as well. Matt Penny's got more assists than virtually anyone else in this division at the moment, too. Oh, no, it's deflected, and Kramer nearly scores again. But it's hard to know what to change when you're actually playing all right. Other than to go after Kramer a bit more, obviously. That's the one thing we definitely can do. Kramer out on this right-hand side for Blackhaven. Now, plenty of players going across to block him. It's edge of the box for Dobson. What a save from Griggs. I think we're able to pick out more of our natural game a little bit more, and I think that really has made a difference. I think we just have to slowly evolve it as we move up the leagues. I don't want to change the shape, but I think we do need to slowly evolve the instructions, and I think we're doing a better job at doing that now. I think some of our players get certain bits of extra space and at this division because teams just play slightly differently. Because it's still been fairly even. They have had a slightly higher quality of chance, though. Oh, no! Oh, McGovern nearly snuck in there. But Sullivan's got a chance to bring this out the air. He could take these guys both on himself here. It's a bit too tight of an angle. He might still be able to find Billington. Oh, and it's going to go... Nelson scores! Simon Nelson scores in the derby. I mean, that could be writing his name into Whitport folklore by itself. A goal in the derby will always be remembered by the fans. It's only his third goal of the season. And look who got the assist. Win Billington. He could have easily shot there, but he chose not to. Just drop this around the corner. Look at that. And Nelson's so composed. It's 1-1 here, and Simon Nelson grabs the goal. What a man. They're all offside, though. They're all offside. In fact, it looks like it's going to turn to a Blackhaven breakaway as Tank is flying down the field. But he's got no support currently. Don't foul him, please. He's going nowhere. Tank's through. Kramer is in again, and Griggs makes another spectacularly good save. He is keeping us in this a little bit here now. Again, Tank is really starting to run away from people a bit now since he's come on. I wonder why they didn't start him. Palmer, don't let him shoot. That's it. Got great blocks in there. And here can McCoy bring this away. Can he find Cross? He's found Sullivan instead. Fred Sullivan! Oh, that was the chance. That was the late chance that we always seem to get, and Sullivan couldn't put it away. Breakaway chance for Kyle Lee. Can he find the right pass? No, he emphatically can't find the right pass, as he very nearly cost us the game. Well, unless we see something literally in the final 10 seconds of the game, which I don't think we will, it looks like it's going to be another draw. But it would now be, I believe, 5 consecutive matches against Blackhaven United without us losing one. We could have won it at the death there. Well done, though, for Simon Nelson for grabbing us the equaliser and pulling us out the bag there and avoiding defeat against them, because they could have started to pull away and started to get big for their boots. So I'll take that. That's a good result for us away from home. Just keeps us plugging away there. 29 points, looking really, really solid this season. I still don't think we're going to get a playoff push, because look at the teams we beat lately. Like, we beat Cardiff, Fleetwood, Hull. We lost to Millwall. We did beat Reading, though. That's the one thing that makes me go, okay, maybe. So, because even before, like, we lost the Barnsley game, but we did have a pair of wins in here as well, albeit slightly closely, but we just managed to score a few more goals and stop conceding as many, which is kind of nice. So there we go. Things are good. Next episode, we're going to start with Blackburn. We go from Blackhaven to Blackburn to start things off away from home there. Not entirely sure what the next part of that episode will be, actually, because, yeah, we've got to do the FA Cup in somewhere in there too, but I don't have a lot of time today, so we'll have to sort of figure it out, because this episode's probably been quite a long one as well. So, if you've enjoyed things, drop a like, that'd be lovely. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, that'd be awesome as well. Things are going quite well. I also stream on Twitch, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so go follow over there too if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next episode, where we start off away at Blackburn, and then we've got Fulham in there too. Some tough ones in there. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun. Capybara. Bye-bye.